I think we need to have a conversation about promoting your music on single release day. So this is for all the singers, all the rappers, all the producers out there who've announced new music. I know you guys are really good at doing that, and you've followed some of the previous steps in this video how to do that. But when it comes to the day of release, I want to give you a schedule from midnight until midnight the next day, what you can do at certain times of the day.
You're locked into the All About Helping podcast. Off the record social media advice and tips. Exclusively for rappers, producers, singers, and DJs. Learn how to battle the music business. With tutorials to build your own custom action plan for music marketing. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube and Spotify. All About Helping.
I think artists are scared about numbers. We need to address that first of all. The first hour plays, the first day plays, whether it's got enough likes on the post. All of these metrics hold us back from promoting more, and instead we start scaling back and promoting less. So let's start at midnight, because this is where the promo actually begins. At midnight, first of all, you're gonna have to stay your ass up late, because if your song is out now, how could you possibly go to sleep and get a good night rest when you know this is coming out? So at midnight, I want you to build a pivot link if you haven't already. Pivot link is like a smart URL or a link tree. A lot of these services are free. That's the best thing. You just gotta find one and build it. You put in the Spotify link, the Apple Music link, the Deezer, the Tidal. You put in all the links that you want. You add your social media links, so your Facebook, your Twitter, your Instagram, your YouTube, Then you put your album artwork on there as well, and the highest resolution possible, so it looks attractive when people land on this page. And you swap out the link in your bio for this smart URL. Now, one of the good things about this is you're allowing the customer to make the choice of their channel. But it also has the opposite effect, where sometimes it can be too much choice and people go, nah, I can't be bothered, they do nothing. Especially if you've put Bandcamp, SoundCloud, and maybe a streaming service, people are like, do I want to buy it or do I want to listen to it? And they're not sure which one to do, and so they dip. So you don't want to give people too much choice when you're building a pivot link or a smart URL. There are loads of services out there, just pick the one that you think is right for you. We're still at midnight. Now I want you to create your story. So on your Instagram story, I want you to make a celebration, be really excited, flip the camera around. Rather than using the front-facing selfie camera, it's not as high resolution at nighttime. Use the back camera on your phone and just celebrate that your song is out now. So you can ask your roommate, you can ask your partner, you can put your phone against a wall or hold it in your hands in reverse and just look at the back of your phone, right? And just celebrate that your song is out now. Because if you are not gassed about your own music, why should someone else be, right? So you need to be in the most hype state of mind, telling people the song is out now. So no matter what time zone people are checking in from, it's always midnight somewhere. So everywhere to the east will already be waking up for the next day. So you're hitting them with your out now material, and everyone who's on the West Coast, America, who's going to bed after you, they're gonna be like, oh, when this comes out in a couple of hours, I'ma tune in. So if you are holding back your marketing material till 5 o'clock UK time, you're missing a trick. So definitely go hard at midnight before you go to bed. The next thing you're gonna do is make a tappable Spotify story. So you go to Spotify on your phone, you go to the song, you click share, you say share to Instagram story, and it creates a little tile where in the top left-hand corner people can click to play on Spotify. So even if they've seen it in your story before you went to bed, they've seen that it's out. When they click to the very next story, it's gonna have something tappable that they can click to listen to the song. It's all about giving people the shortcuts in the accessibility part of their hand. So they don't have to leave Instagram, open Spotify, type in the search. Nah, one tap to your next story, one tap to listen. So get a good night rest, that's very important, but you're gonna set your alarm clock early. You're not snoozing until 11 or 12. You're gonna wake up 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, nice and early, and you're gonna start the promo hype. The first thing you're gonna do is make a power image. So you talked about that in this video up here, which is all about everything you do before your song comes out. So you've already made this power image, and it's you celebrating life, celebrating the song is out now. It's got to be high impact, like a birthday type kind of post. Please do not just use your artwork, do something much more exciting. Then you're going to drop this picture at 9 o'clock, 9:30, 10 o'clock in the morning, so that the whole day is picking up engagement and it's picking up reach as people are scrolling through their phone on a normal regular day. Doesn't matter which day of the week it is, they're going to be noticing that you have new music out now. So that every time they open their streaming platform of their preference, they're subconsciously thinking, I better check the new single by my favorite rapper, favorite producer, favorite singer. After that, you can then do something of a much more choreographed, pre-recorded message. Imagine it's like an Instagram advert. So you're like, yo, it is artist name. My brand new single, track name, is out right now. Listen now on Spotify, Apple Music, and you list the services of your preference. If you know that your audience are predominantly on Deezer and Apple Music, push towards those services. Kind of ignore Spotify if that's what's right for you as an artist, but you have to look at your analytics to get that info. I can't give you a blanket answer. You have to know what's right from your own metrics, your own statistics. So fast forward a couple of hours, it's noon, midday sort of time. Now it is time to go through your archive of stories. I want you to hit the 3 little lines and go to Stories Archive and scroll back to every post you've possibly mentioned with announcement about this single. For 7 days after you post a story, your analytics are still visible. So everyone who viewed the story, everyone who voted on a poll, everyone who tapped on a slider or tapped on a sticker, their names are literally written down for you. So I want you to be very calculating and work out who watched all of your stories about this single, who voted on your polls and sliders. And I want you to DM them with a link to your song. But don't just do a copy and pasting. I want you to say, hey, thank you so much for connecting on some of the pre-announcements about my music single. I'm so glad to tell you it's out right now. I would love to know what you think and really get into some feedback from you about what I can do better for next time. Would you mind letting me know once you've taken a listen so we can talk about it? So let's dissect that down. So you're saying that you recognize that they've been paying attention, so you're noticing them. Then you're saying it would mean the world to me. You're not just saying click it, you're telling them the value of how much it means. Then you're saying let me know. So you're asking them to come back to you once they have given it a listen. So you've set the expectations of they have to give you the feedback. A lot of them will say, yeah, man, I'll definitely check it out. And it's up to you if you want to follow up with them in like 3 days, 5 days, or whatever amount of time. Don't bug people the same day. I mean, that's not cool. But maybe like give it a little bit of time and just see, hey, have you had a moment to check out my song yet? It's totally up to you what you choose to do. I'm just trying to give you different strategies that you can use to succeed. Next, I want you to jump to the Spotify for Artists portal, and then I want you to make some key optimizations to your account. The number one thing we're going to change is the artist pick. Every single user is allowed to spotlight one song, album, EP, or playlist that they want to funnel to. So you want to put your brand new release as your artist pick. And it's very easy to do that. You just sign in and you just set the release you want. I then want you also to upgrade your playlist. If you do look after a playlist of songs that you want to share with your community, obviously put your song as the number one song in the playlist. So the people who are saving this playlist into their library could potentially jump in and get your song first above everything else that you support. Now, that's not a selfish way of doing things. That's just an honest way of promoting a song that is out now. You don't have to leave it there forever, and especially if it's not sonically relevant to the rest of the playlist. For example, putting a drill song in a lo-fi playlist, that's a no-go. But try your best and make it relevant as possible, and hopefully you like similar music to what you create, right? So if you've ordered any novelties or merchandise, now is the perfect time to share it. You've kind of got the bulk of the promo out of the way, and now it's time to be engaging. Because people are tapping through your stories, you want to give them a reason to stay. A few weeks ago, I went to this hair salon in Watford called Menspire. My guy, Hanan Malik, he opened it. And he had some wicked like Magnum ice cream types that had the brand logo of the men's salon on there. And he had some strawberries with the same, and it looked lit. So that's exactly the type of thing you could do on launch day to get the hype back around your new release, is to do something fun and creative that get people to DM you saying, whoa, those look amazing. I would love to try one. And if you're local in an area, you say, yo, we're hanging out in this park, come link us, we'll be here. And if you're not, you're saying, yo, this is for the crew, to thank the whole team for working hard on this release. So it's totally up to you which way around you do it. If you want to give it to the people or you want to give it for your team only, but show everyone else the success. Fast forward to another hour or two ahead. We're in the mid-afternoon now. And this is the time where you should be activating your circle of trust. If you've not watched my video up here about the circle of trust, it is as basic as this. The week of your release, on a Monday, for example, you send out a bunch of DMs to your homies saying, yo, it would mean the world to me if you could help me promote my single on release day this Friday. Would you mind posting this animation? And you give them a little 5-second Instagram story, a 10-second little video, put it on your story and tag me in it so that I can repost you. Put it on your story and tag me in it so I can repost you, and then I can really build up some momentum around my new release. Would you be down to do that? If you ever need me to hit you back in the future in the same way, consider it done. So that's what you do on the Monday. So on the Friday itself, you're making sure you're reminding your people, yo, if you got time to put that story up today, bro, I'm definitely about to promote all the people and repost all of them. Would love to include you. It's beneficial for both of you. Like, I've done a video up here, 2 Minute Tuesday, about how to promote by mentioning other people in your story. It's the exact same principle. You get more people to hype you up. In exchange, you're hyping them up, and they're the cool kids who are interested in your release first. It's a win-win scenario. So you put all of their stories on yours. You then send it from your definites to your maybes, from your maybes to your possiblies, and you ask people to promote your single. If you're not doing this, if you're too shy to ask someone if they give you a helping hand, that is okay, but I think you do need to compound of other people's audiences on your release day. Otherwise, your net number of plays is going to be your existing network, so maybe that's 2,000 followers. Of your 2,000 followers, maybe only 200 like the post. And of the 200 that like the post, only 20 might click the link in your bio. So you need to compound of other people's audiences to get most number of plays on your new song. So that's the afternoon. You've had a crazily busy day. And now I want you to write a proper mailing list type message. So if you do have a Facebook group, if you do have an email list, now is the perfect time to send it to them. You don't want to send it at the earliest part of their day when they're going to be so busy, refreshing all the emails throughout the day. You want to send it as a random one late afternoon so they check it in the evening. You want them to purposefully open their phone to open up your song. You don't want it to be amidst the hundreds of other emails they get and just one of many, so they miss out. So send a message with much more of an interesting pitch than just, hi, my brand new single is out now. Talk about what the song is about, talk about why you wrote the song, and do more than every other artist would. Really be a part of this I'm something bigger than myself type of movement, so that this release might be the one that they listen to out of all the hundreds of emails they get. Push forward another hour. It's like the evening time by now. Now it's time for another power image. You did one in the morning, but now it's time for the evening one. But this one is different because it's a carousel with multiple swipes along. On the first of the tiles, you're going to make a power image. And on the second or third or fourth ones, you're going to do some key highlights of your day. So it might be those novelty ice creams and balloons. It might be the screenshot of the Spotify, the screenshot of a playlist you're on, screenshot of your artist pick. Make the different tiles interesting so people are incentivized to swipe through them all because they don't know what's coming. It can be some of the social proof. So if a key big artist who might be verified or recognized posted about you in the story, screenshot that and add it to the carousel. This is the time where everyone throughout the day might have been noticing you have new music out, but this carousel might be the one that hooks them and compels them to go listen to it right now because they're like, yo, where is all this hype coming from? I have to be down to look at why this artist is popping so much. So that's the bulk of the promo done. You've had a crazy day. I can't imagine if you managed to hit all of these that you wouldn't feel exhausted. But what you have to do now is swipe up and re-watch your entire story. I want you to delete any stories that you noticed a sharp drop off in the number of viewers per story. So if you went from 200, 197, 194, 193, and then you shot down to 165, I want you to delete the 165 because that's the one that's not converting people. Obviously, if you posted one of them 3.5 hours later, it's not been up for as long. So maybe that's the reason why you had a sharp drop. But you have to just filter out anything that's not serving you value. Because some of the things you've done might be interesting to you but not interesting to your customer. It's all about the context and the additional caption that you write when you're reposting a story onto your story. So if anything is not super engaging, it can go. The reason I suggest this is because when your story is updated, i.e. a piece of content gets deleted, Instagram actually shifts you back to the front of the queue as if you have new stories up now. So it's in your best interest to delete something mid 24 hours so that Instagram bumps you back to the beginning of the queue at a prime viewing time like the evening when everyone is online. One of the last things you can do before you get another good night rest and collapse after a very long day is to feature on someone else's live stream. So we talked about in the last video doing a listening party the night before the song is out, and that was for awareness. But this one is all about traffic. If you can do something joint with the producer, if you can feature on a big brand platform who promote young, free, independent music, that's exactly where you need to pre-arrange a live stream to talk about your new record. You ideally want to be hitting customers who you've never spoken to before. So in the past, you've been talking to your own fans, but now is the time to speak to other people's fans and perform for them. If you do this, you'll be very surprised how many people will shoot over to your account, will get new Instagram followers, new Spotify followers, new everything. They're going to be more interested in your brand because they never heard of you. But the fact that you're showing up on release night, it's more of like a professional edge. It's like something like a mainstream signed rapper would do, because they're in much more of an elevated position to create content on other people's channels. And that's it. We've had a crazy day. That is 24 hours of release day marketing to promote a single. How do you guys feel? Which one of these tips was most impactful for you? I would love to hear. I really want to know which ones of these served you well, which ones I need to explain in better detail because there was a lot to cover, which one of these tactics can you try next time? And if you are putting out a release, let me know. I'd love to mentor you and coach you through the process of your very next single, your very next EP, your album, your merchandise drop, or anything. Because these tips apply to launching any material, not just music. It could be merchandise, it could be an education program, it could be a concert. This type of tip is universal, so let me know which one you're going to use. I appreciate you guys watching. Please subscribe if you found any value whatsoever out of this video, because I want to give 10 times more than anyone else possibly gives in this music marketing space. I want you to have the everything you need from one video, and then you binge watch everything else on the channel. Thank you so much. Stay connected with me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at Social Media Ayaz. If you need anything, I got you. I appreciate your time. Peace.